Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame. It's Cinnamon Sugar. I'm trying to do a video. Some stupidity going on. So I'm gonna try to come back in like 30 minutes, which y'all won't know the difference or whatever, but still, I'm just saying it's inconveniencing me because I need to be in the process of taking a nap so that I can be prepared for work later on today. It's just a mess. See, this is one of the main reasons why I can't never do none of the stuff that I plan on doing because stupidity like this be popping off at random. Like I don't like stuff like this. This is so ignorant. But I'll be back, or at least I'll try to be back. Okay, y'all, I have returned. So anyway, don't mind me. I'm gonna be eating my watermelon as I'm talking to y'all because I need to try to see if I can get me a little nap in before I go to work a little bit later on in a couple of hours. But anyway, whether it happens or not, I'll be okay. Don't worry about me. Don't cry for me, Argentina. So anyway, this is going to be a thoughts post. I'm pretty sure it's posted on the video that's what this is. But just in case you're new here and you don't know what that is, a thoughts post is basically where I am discussing something that has happened on a TV show, movie, something that's going on in real life, certain situations that are being discussed that are trending right now. It's just a variety of things. Like no topic really is off limits. Just depends on how I feel about it. It is what it is. But I just get on here and I talk about it. I don't really have people that I can talk to in real life about most of the stuff that I watch because they don't watch that stuff or they wait until way after the fact. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to be on it now while it's fresh on my mind so I can talk about it. So anyway, I wasn't ready for that. Wait a minute, I thought they were gone. But so let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm just gonna go person by person. Some people I'm not gonna really say much about. Others I'm gonna talk a whole lot about, so be prepared for that too. So I'm on the website. I'm on my own website. A site that I tried to go on. For some reason, they only had two people. Then they had everybody's name listed and it didn't make sense. So I was just like, let me cut this video off and start over again. I'm just on the own website now. Ain't nobody got time. So if I'm mispronouncing somebody's name, my bad. Since I'm not reviewing the show, most of them people I ain't even really trying to pay attention to like that because I do try to learn if I know I'm gonna do a recap review on them people like that. So, but there's no slight to them because of me mispronouncing their name possibly. I'm just not reviewing the show, so I'm just like, ugh, probably saying it wrong. So anyway, so the first person that they have listed is Leanne. She's a 49-year-old realtor and fitness advocate. Her body does look awesome. I think that she really is there looking for love. I don't know if any of the men there will be able to fit what she really wants in a partner or deserves in a partner, but so far she's not one of the women that I'm looking at like, girl, please get up out of here. Like you want too much or you doing too much. Like I actually like her. So hopefully she will find what she's looking for. Okay. Next person, his name is Jack, or he goes by Quint. Quint as in Quentin, I guess. Um, or Quincy. I don't know. Some people say Quentin, it means something else. So, he's 34 years old and he's a personal trainer. Now, they did have one of the episodes that already aired where Leanne and him went on a date, and she typically does not date people that do what she do because she knows that they can do the most. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't even remember if she said this part, but usually the men that do all that, they are something else. They are something else. Be having a whole wife at the house and be trying to bust it wide open, tell somebody to bring it back with the clients that they have. And I'm just like, y'all just be doing too much. You can't keep it professional and get your money and go home to your woman. Oh, okay. Child, I don't nobody got time. But anyway, their date seems to have gone well that day. He seems genuine too. I don't think he left yet. I've seen all the episodes. This last episode, they left us on a cliffhanger. I'm like, send these folks home, and I'm finna get to who should have been gone. And I don't know. I'm gonna say the same thing I've been saying before. when it comes to these people. Now, I have not seen anybody's recap review on this show. So before anybody try to come at me and be like, well, this person already said that, you late. I wouldn't know because I have literally seen nobody's recap review of this show, if anybody's even doing it. So, next person, Marie. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name. He seems very genuine in his quest for love and all that stuff. I'm here for it. He looks like Bell Collective's husband on there. What's that name? Akeisha. Looks like her husband. Her husband got locks and he don't. They look the same to me. I feel like he looked like somebody else too. Unless I'm getting him mixed up with somebody else. But one of them people on this show look just like him. I don't know what's going on. Y'all cousins, is that what it is? Okay. But yeah, I had to mess that man name up. I'm sorry. But he seems like a great catch. And hopefully, what he needs and desires will be on this show. But as we've seen, a lot of people get on the show and think they found love, but that ain't it. And they probably just needed the exposure from the show so that the person that really is supposed to be with them will see them, and then some kind of way they end up linking up. It is what it is. So the next person, their name is Jessica. I think she's still on there. If not, I don't know. She's not very memorable to me in this moment. I don't remember if she's gone or not. The dude, Chris, if I'm not mistaken, Chris is the guy who ended up leaving the last episode so that he can go and accept an award from his job. And he's lucky that he wasn't ousted like other people have been in the past, because they had a major situation one of them seasons, a couple of seasons back, where they were gonna all live in some mansion somewhere. Everybody was gonna not be at their job doing nothing, and this person didn't show up, or they came last minute and they were just barely there, and well, they didn't want to look crazy. Like y'all all knew what the obligation was when y'all were supposed to come. But I don't know. He's one of those up in the air for me type of people. I'm not sure if he just wants to just be seen or what, but he's 39. He and I are the same age. He's a construction developer and investor. So Tequila got booted off last week. I'm actually surprised she lasted as long as she did. I tried to be here for her. I really did, because every season there is always a woman on there that is just like Tequila. Every single time. Every single time. I'm trying to think of the name of the woman who I saw the season before last. But every season there's always a woman that's exactly like her. But I figured she wasn't gonna last. She was pretty and all of that, but she just So it is what it is. I wonder what's gonna happen when the reunion comes on, because I feel like it's gonna be a lot going on. If she didn't find a man after everything ended, then it's gonna be a situation where she might come on, if she does show up, and she might throw out insults at people or whatever, because it's like, dang, y'all try to make it seem like y'all like me, but then when it came down to it, y'all done booted me off the show. Like, what really is it? Like, apparently y'all fake. That's what I feel like about to happen. Next person, Brandon, train dispatcher. I think the first episode, when it aired, I was intrigued by the fact that he was a train dispatcher. But he's not memorable in this moment. I don't know what it is. He's not memorable to me. So I guess if he's still there, I don't even know if he's still there. I'm gonna need to see more from him, because he's not memorable. I don't even remember who he is right now. Child, the next one up is Habibi. First of all, second of all, and third of all. Every time they showed a preview for this show, I kept seeing it. I kept saying, these heifers gonna sit up here and live for him because he's not an ugly dude. Watch. Please don't let them be stupid enough to keep this man around for half the show or the whole show because he's not ugly. Like, please, let's not do this. I'm probably gonna get thrown under a bus and cussed at, and everybody gonna call me all the things I already know I am, like how fat I am or whatever, for saying this. But as soon as I saw him and he said his name was Habibi, I was just like, sir, what is on your birth certificate? First of all, what name is on your birth certificate? That's what I need to know. What's on your birth certificate? Now, you done went through all the ritualistic stuff you're supposed to go through. Okay, what is on your birth certificate? Is this the name that he chose to go under? Did you go somewhere and get it legally changed? If not, then I'm recognizing you as whatever your mama named you as. What is going on here? Like, no. Second of all, in addition to that, why are you walking around here with all this stuff on, adapting another culture, despite the fact that you ain't the darkest of the dark? You know, you're not a dark black person, but you are obviously black. Why aren't you adapting to your culture if you're going to do any of all this stuff that you're doing in this moment? Had the headdress, all this other stuff on. And my thing is, no, I don't want nobody to try to fake the funk. I wouldn't have wanted him to come on here and be a whole hotep and do all that. I just want people to embrace their culture first before you go delving into somebody else's. He's talking about, oh, I'm just so interested in it. I've been over there. They love me over there because of the music that he plays and all this other stuff. That's all great and dandy. But you done came back over here. If he's not practicing, whatever it is that's going on over there, if it's not a Muslim or something, I'm not understanding what's going on. And I'm not talking about in the sense that a lot of men try to say, oh, I'm a Muslim, because they like how some of them have multiple women. And that's it. They don't care nothing about the Quran. They don't care nothing about getting over there and praying 9, 10, 11, 12 times a day, or how many times they pray a day. They don't care nothing about Ramadan. They don't care about none of that stuff. But anyway, I just found it to be very interesting, because I'm the type of person that, like, I was one of the people that back in the day, like, I'm very into hair, nails, all the other stuff. I was like really, really, really into it back in the day. And so there were trends that came and went. Like, one thing was when we were all with the chopsticks in our hair, we'd do the Chinese ball or whatever they call them, and do stuff like that. Even wearing kimonos and stuff like that. I thought stuff like that was cute. But I never once tried to be like, oh, let me make that a permanent part of my identity and do everything outside of what my culture stands for. Let me outdo everything as far as what their culture is and do nothing that represents my culture. Like, that's all I'm trying to say. Now, if he's practicing, he's a Muslim, and that's what his name is, that's fine. Okay. I'll apologize. But otherwise, I cannot stand when people do stuff like this. It's just like old boy who been on the chopping block for I don't know how long. But women, they live for what the brother look like, even though he's married to like 2 women, or he's in a relationship with 2, 3 women or whatever. Y'all know, what's the man's name? He goes by LaTruth, Robert Hampton, his brother. He walk around with all that stuff on too, where he had his hair wrapped up and all that stuff. Now, he's another one. Y'all, are you Muslim now? If you're Muslim, okay. But if you're not, then what's going on? I don't understand when people do stuff like that. I'm just like, you show out for other people's culture and you don't do nothing in reference to yours. Like, anyway, Habibi was a clown from the jump. He was so immature. Nothing about him screamed, I'm ready for a relationship or I want to be in a relationship or anything like that. I feel like he thinks that because he's not an ugly person, that he could just walk in, get what he want, and it's supposed to just go how he wanted to go. I don't understand why so many of these ladies were swept up in him. I don't understand. I'm just like, are y'all not seeing the same person? And then like, what's her name? Sierra. I'm getting to her eventually. When she sat down and had a date with him, she was all excited for the date. I was like, has she not seen him like work in a room or anything? Like, I'm confused. Would sit up there and they be getting their life, and I'm just like, I see why some people say the way that some of us choose these men is the issue. Cause I'm like, y'all are obviously looking at this man because he's not ugly. Like that's all that I'm seeing in this moment. Cause he be talking like a whole clown. He talks like a clown the entire time. He don't be talking about nothing of substance ever. And y'all done got y'all life. And then what's the hell for Tequila that ended up going home? She was like, well, if Habibi go home, then I'm gonna just go ahead to have to go ahead and lead the process. I'm like, girl, why, we don't even know why you're still here. Like you've just been lucky that you were still here as long as you were here at this point. So y'all just can't. I'm just like, he was a clown from the jump. I understand he looked like a knockoff of Jadena or somebody, and he to me he looked like Jadena and somebody else. I'm not talking about the game. We know they look the same, but it's Jadena and somebody that he looked like to me. And I'm just like, he's just a knockoff version of these people. Y'all need to calm down. It's not that deep. He's when he opens his mouth, that makes him so unattractive, and I wasn't understanding why it took so long for them to see that. They finally booted him off. And then I'm just like, he really was just on here, in my opinion, to say, hey, y'all, I'm doing music. Hey, y'all, I play this instrument. Hey, y'all, I play this instrument. And since he was able to fool the producers or whatever, unless they knew they were going to get this type of reaction out of people, they let him come on the show. He was just there so that he could see how many thighs and butt cheeks he would be able to spread. Am I wrong? Let's move along. I'm just talking to myself. Never mind. I done made this up in my mind. Marvin. All right. So with Marvin, I have a little bit to talk about as far as Marvin is concerned. Some of y'all know how I get down. Okay. Now Marvin is an erotic author. Okay. He's 41 years old. To me, he's a decent looking man. But it seems like almost every conversation that he has always leads back to sex. Yes, we understand your profession. It's interesting to learn the things that you like. But at the same time, I was just like, listen, I don't think the episode aired yet, but I need to say this. Y'all gonna look at me sideways, but it is what it is. Okay, so he's going to tell somebody, I think Leanne, he's gonna tell somebody that he's into butt worship. Okay? My ex loves stuff like that. A lot of the women on here don't know what he's talking about when it comes to stuff like that. Okay? I'm not going to go into depth about it, but yeah, it's... Like I said, my ex was into that stuff. He was into that type of porn. He was into all that stuff. I'm not into that. I have my freaky moments, so to speak. but I wasn't on that type of time. Not that particular type of time. I don't care nothing about that. But when I was with my ex, as long as it didn't go too far, depending on what he wanted to do, I'm like, well, that's my man, da 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 da. Which, you know, as we know, it don't matter. You can do everything in the world. These people still gonna try you, so it don't matter. Sexually satisfying him, he still went out there and cheated. After it was over with, he gonna come to me talking about it was the best he ever had. I was the person that he had sex with where it was the best he ever had. He tried to spin the block a few months ago, talking about, hey, I'm gonna be in town. Let me know by Friday or whatever day it was. If you open for us to get down, do some things, whatever. I looked at that message like, sir, because I was debating on whether or not I was gonna even respond. Make a long story short, I did respond, and I told him that the person that he knew back then, he can't hold a candle to the type of person I am now when it comes to sex. In my mind, I was trash back then. What it is now, listen, I got me a little yeah with the yeah. And I don't be doing things very often. But when I want it, as long as he's still single, just like I'm single, he gonna give me what I want. And I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. And things be going down. He caught feelings. And I kept it P about mine. Because I ain't got time for it. I'm trying to get mine going about my business. But yeah, I'm completely different from what I was back then. Now this is the thing about me, I've always been 100% fine with discussing sex. I'll talk about sex all day, every day. But as far as what I can do, the things that I've done, it ain't even that it's really freaky like that. But I've been told that it is, and I'm just like, what? Okay. To me, it be basic stuff. I just feel like if you execute what you need to do, then it ain't even that deep. I don't know. To me, it don't even be that deep. But when I'm with you, I want you to have the experience. I want you to thoroughly enjoy yourself. I feel like if body parts and things gonna get exposed, there's supposed to be things that's supposed to happen where everybody is thoroughly enjoying themselves. When I'm with my little yeah with the yeah, I have stamina out of this world. Things is going down continuously for as long as I wanted to go down. If it wasn't for me stopping the process, then it would go on until I say stop. He has great stamina. He can barely keep up with me, even on my worst day. But he do all right considering. I'm just saying it is what it is. I allow him to go to sleep. I allow him to go to sleep. Yes, I allow him to go to sleep. The last time we was together, I had to tell him, you better not. You better not do nothing until I tell you to. That man looked at me like, are you crazy? What you mean? But you better believe he didn't do nothing until I told him he can do it. No, I'm not a dom. I'm really not. But my ex tried to tell me that I had the traits of one and that I could easily be one because of some of the things that we were doing. And I just didn't know. I'm just like, well, these are things you wanted me to do. These are positions you wanted me to be in. I didn't know that was dom behavior. I don't know. Here I am, just trying to please the person I'm with. But anyway, sorry, y'all. But Marvin, with his situation, every time he talks to somebody, it always goes to sex. I can tell that he's very passionate about that part of himself, which is a big part of him. But you're going to have to go into those different erotica rooms. And when I say rooms, I'm talking about chat rooms. He might be into the actual physical rooms, places where you got to get into and then you go and do. I don't know if I'll be into that, but yeah, he just talks too much about it. And then, like I said, I think the next episode he's gonna be talking to somebody saying that he's into butt worship, and that's a whole nother, y'all. That's a lot. If you are not into all that, ain't nobody got time. Let's try to tell y'all. But yeah, it's a lot. I feel like he really is looking for something, but somebody gonna have to be able to meet him exactly where he is, or be a couple of levels higher than what he is as far as the sex level goes, in order for him to be able to find that match. I don't know if I mean, and I think that there are some successful relationships out there, including marriages that have people that are like him in it, that are really, really, really into like extreme types of sex. It is what it is. Now, would I date somebody like him? I don't know, because we need to talk about some more stuff outside of sex all the time. Now I can talk all day about it, but I'm just like, I would like to talk about other things. There are so many other things in the world going on. Anyway, sorry y'all. So now, Kira, what in the world? I don't know who this is. She must be gone, unless this is the woman. I don't know what's going on. It said her name Kira or something. Kira. She's a realtor. This might be the woman that she seems very much on the level of like how Myra Monkhouse was on Family Matters. I don't remember if that's her or not. If not, then this person is not very memorable to me. The next person is Aries. Aries seems cool. She's 44 years old, which I would have never guessed that. She looks amazing. She's a software sales manager and podcaster. I love her hair. Those locks, those faux locks are cute. But she seems dope. She seems like she's ready to love. A lot of the dudes are here for her. Unica. Hold on. Unique. Y'all, I got my glasses off. Y'all excuse me. Unique. She's a 32-year-old TV film producer. She seems like somebody that's cool too, but we gonna see where they go. Lee is a woman, and oh, I had her mixed up with the other person. My bad. So Lee was the one who went on the date with old boy, who was the personal trainer, and she's the one who normally don't fool with folks like that. That's in the same field as her. But she is 34 years old. She's a gym owner and health and wellness coach. Love her. She's very real about some things. Her and Red tried to have a date the other day. It did not go well. It was weird. I don't know why he's here, but anyway, let's go. Sierra be giving me a mix of Akbar V. And it's making me mad because I cannot figure who this woman she really, 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 really reminds me of. Unless I've seen her somewhere else before and I just don't realize it. But anyway, she's gorgeous to me. And I feel like she has the perfect balance of a personality where she can be like, hey, y'all, I'm in my soft girl era, but look, I ain't got time for the foolishness. I think she's there for love as well. But a lot of people look at her because she's so beautiful, and I feel like they just be like, ooh, I like that. And that's just pretty much it. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to give her what she need. I don't know why they got Marvin up here a second time. I don't know what's going on. They got these people up here 2 and 3, 4 times. Herbert is 37-year-old partnership manager. I actually thought that he was older than that. But anyway, besides that, he seems like he is definitely ready to love. I ain't got time for it. I'll be back. Okay, I'm glad I caught it while I was in the middle of uploading the video. So I stopped it. For some reason, they didn't have Red up there as one of the people. that's a part of the cast. Now I don't know if he's gonna get booted because y'all know they did the little cliffhanger this week or whatever, but they didn't have him up there. And I kept waiting and scrolling so that I can get to him, but he's not on the own website, or at least in this moment as I'm looking at it, I scrolled again, made sure I went crazy. I don't see his picture up there as one of the people. So anyway, he is supposed to be this comedian, DJ or something as well, and he keeps getting into it with people. People are not here for him. One of the women off rip was like, "Oh, so you got a thought job?" He took offense to that, and part of me is like, I get that, but at the same time, it's like, prove her wrong. Prove to her that you're not allowing the job to get to you in that way, so that when you do end up with somebody, they don't have to worry about if you out here in the street and entertaining people because you out here giving out laughs. And I'm trying not to say the rest, but you know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of these people do. Some of these people, it's taking everything in me not to say one of the people in particular. They look a fool. They are not cute in the slightest. A lot of women love to laugh. And because these people have good money and they provide this laughter, they will spread thighs and butt cheeks for them. Which is why that woman said what she said about that being a thought job. So I get it. It's like you can't be upset with her saying, "Oh, that's a thought job." Oh, okay, you got a thought job. And so I was just like, how you upset about that? Like I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, I honestly cannot even tell if he's there and actually ready for love. I can't tell. Now, when this last episode aired, we saw where he was on a date with, I think he was on a date with Lee. And the only time he seemed very interested, was when he hugged her because he was looking at all the booty, all that wagon that she was dragging. And then they sat down to eat and they were supposed to be talking, getting to know one another. And it was just a situation where it was like crickets. Whether he want to believe that or not, she even said something because it was just like, where is this red that you claim to be? You know what I'm saying? I understand that there is a work side and a home red. We all understand that, but the home red, the laid back red that you giving off is not interesting enough for somebody that is on this show at least to want to actually have something to do with you. So if he don't get booted next week, since they wanted to try to keep us in suspense, then he ain't gonna last much longer unless he changed some things. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's not giving what he think he's giving. Like he really think he everything. For some reason, he's like, oh, I'm everything. Like, what you mean? I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I'm here for love. But nobody is really being receptive to that. A few of the ladies, I was confused. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was confused because I'm looking like, how is he even on this long? Are they not seeing what I'm seeing? Like I don't see the connection. I don't see like the genuine connection. And I mean, I know I'm not there, but I'm just saying I don't see it. But anyway, I just want to come back on here and say what I was gonna say about him. Like, you know what I'm saying? No shade to nobody or whatever, but I just don't see it. And something is going on because there is a major disconnect and he is not going it's not going over well. It's not going over well, and what he thinks that he's giving off is not giving off in a way that would be appealing to somebody that wants a potential mate. So the last of the original cast, unless they didn't put him up here, is Janelle. Janelle is the person that this whole time, in my mind, at least from what I'm seeing, she seems to be and I know people gonna look at me like, girl, it ain't all about that, but it is. As we've seen in the past, that has made a big difference in how people have been treated on the show. Janelle seems to be the largest of the women. Now she ain't fat. In my opinion, she ain't me. She ain't one of these. She ain't one of me. She's not fat. She thick. She the thickest one up in there. Okay, but when I saw her, I was like, okay, she is beautiful. And we've had other women on this show before who have been very beautiful, but the men would look at a woman like that and be like, you know what? I'm not finna do that. I'm looking at her like she a homie and all this other stuff. They always be like, oh, great personality, everything is amazing, the date went great, had nothing negative to say. And then they just be like, I'm just getting homie vibes. I'm just getting homie vibes. And we see the dates. Dates went well. Everything went great. But y'all sitting up there talking about it's the homie vibes. And everybody who has eyes know that it's always because they were on the heavier side. No matter what y'all want to say, that's what it's been. But I'm glad that within this instance, that's not the case. I don't know if it's because of the location. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of that particular part of Texas, but wasn't nobody trying to be like, it's homie vibes over here. But yeah, but she seems very genuine. She's another one that I don't believe that she's having this color situation to be what's happening for her in her favor. Because a lot of people will be like, oh, well, she light skinned, so this. Every season, somebody brings something up like that. Somebody brought that up, or if they are going to bring it up or something. I think somebody brought that up before. Light skin privilege. I don't think that's what it is when it comes to somebody like her. Like, she seems very genuine. She really does seem like she's there and very present and is ready to love. So I'm here for her. I'm hopeful that, if it's meant to happen, that whoever she's meant to be with is going to be on this show and that they will do right by her and that she will do the same by them. The two additional people who were the curveballs, I think one goes by Cat, and then the guy, his name is Christopher or something like that. I don't know. I done forgot. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't finna go back and try to find it because this is just me randomly talking. But y'all know who I'm talking about. They had a curveball like a week or two ago, and they came in when Tommy set up the dates. Nobody knew what was going on, and then everybody started meeting these people. So with Kat, I like her, and she is definitely the person that they need to bring in as the curveball, because some of the women looking at her like, wait a minute, like, I need to step my game up. And some of them, you can tell they looking kind of like, they seem a little bit intimidated. So they gonna definitely need to step it up, or they gonna get on up out of here. A lot of the guys were very intrigued by her. So it is what it is when it comes to that. And the guy, if his name is Christopher, I don't know, because there is a guy on there whose name is already Chris, but that's a common name. But whatever the guy's name, I think he's from Mississippi, like born there or something like that. And he was like raised in Texas or something like that. But that's why I was confused, because when I first started hearing him talk, I was like, he sound like he's from the South. But then once he said all of that, I said, you know what, it makes sense. It makes sense. So I was like, okay, yeah, you from Mississippi. Okay. What's funny is when Janelle and him ended up going out on a date together, they found out that they had gone to the same exact high school, graduated the same exact year and all that. So that's really giving me the indication that whatever part of Texas that they live in or they lived in at the time, it must be humongous. Like, they had a whole bunch of kids in there. Because I usually know of the people, at least, that I go to school with, even if I don't, fraternize with them. But it ain't no, we graduated together, the same class and all that. Like, if nothing else, I flipped through the yearbook and I've seen you. And I'm like, dang, you look familiar. Did we go to school together? They had to sit up there and tell us, oh, well, what school did you go to? And they was like, wait a minute, we went to the same school the same year. Come on now. Like, this too much. But anyway, I don't know about him. I don't know if he gonna last. But he seemed like a decent curveball as well. So we're gonna see what happened. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say on that. I was just trying to get my H3O on while I was, winding down for work. I got like 2-3 more hours left. Well, basically 2 hours left before I gotta go into work. I'm probably not gonna go to sleep. So it is what it is. Hopefully I get me some sleep in the morning when I do get off. It's been weird. Because of the time that I have to go in, it is so weird now. So I don't know when I'm gonna go to sleep. But I'm okay. I feel like I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be moving a whole lot. I'm gonna be good despite everything that's going on with me. Those who've been around as of late, y'all know I got a lot of stuff going on right now. Oh, before I forget, so y'all know they had the hoedown the other day on the last episode, right? What's funny is that I used to always, even though I'm from Alabama, I always looked at people who wore cowboy boots. Like, man, all year round you wearing them, man. I know your feet high. I feel like your feet hurt, especially if you got the ones that really go clickety clack and all of that. But I have been trying to really get into dancing as a form of exercise and for fun. It's something I've always wanted to do. And since I've never had a partner that was into it, I just recently started, trying to get all the way into it. Recent as of last year, like for real doing it and learning like the little like slide dances and certain line dances and stuff like that or whatever. And even some of the little TikTok dances as of recent. But this situation just happened recently that's going on, and it's prevented me from doing my most recent one, which involves me breaking in my little cowgirl boots. Now, these are the first pair that I own. They ain't nothing special. They definitely ain't the ones that I really want like that to be strutting around in once I really do get into the habit of wearing cowgirl boots, but y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Westlove really took it over the edge for me. That really approved it for me. That really put that seal of approval on it for me. A pair that she wore, and I think she's since retired. I think she's upgraded her boots since. But I found them boots and I got them saved and I want them. They're $150. I want them boots so bad. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to put my leg in it ever. I don't know. Because even though they're not high sky, whatever boots, listen, anyway, sorry about that. I'm sorry. I used to just be like, what's the purpose of cowboy boots? If you got somebody that's out here wrangling the cattle and doing all this stuff, if you ain't like how my daddy was, where he out here doing all this stuff with the hay, out here in the hayfield and doing all this stuff, what's the point of you having on any type of a boot? But yeah, now that I've grown, I want to wear them sometimes. Um, and like I said, that's my first pair. I ain't even got to break them in yet. I have not even been able to break them in yet. As soon as I was gonna break them in, situation happened. So I'm gonna take care of myself. I'm gonna try to see what can happen. Hopefully I'll be able to do it because I was supposed to put out a few videos where I was having fun dancing um, with my cowgirl boots on, but I can't. But it is what it is. It was just funny when I saw the holdout. I got excited and then I was kind of sad because I can't participate in nothing like that. Y'all, I want to go to a trail ride so bad. Oh my gosh, I know that's random, but I want to go to a trail ride. I'm a country girl, but I'm really not that country because I don't like outside. Like I don't like snakes and stuff. Like if I wasn't petrified of snakes and mosquitoes don't eat me up and wouldn't eat me up like they do because of my blood type and things like that, like I would be fine. And I mean, it do be hot outside, but as long as you have the right equipment with you, you'll be okay. But I'm sorry, I really want to go to a trail ride so bad. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I really do appreciate y'all. I'll be back another day with a video. I don't know if it's going to actually be a recap review, another thoughts post like this, or if it's just going to be a what a day post like I normally do. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all take care of yourselves. Have an amazing weekend. I'm about to go somewhere and continue to relax until it's time for me to get ready for work. Y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all later. Bye.